I am in Uganda. I'm in my bedroom in Uganda. Yeah, no, it's great to be with you all. Fortunately, I haven't been able to join it as much as I would like, with it being the timing usually just this ended up being a bad time at different times because it's evening here, so it's been Thursday evenings has been hard to pull off. But I am so glad to be with you all today. Yeah, things are good here. Some challenges, but there's also good things going on as well. So yeah, for those of you that don't know me or don't remember, I am here in Uganda for about the last 10 years with my wife and two children. And for the last few years now, I've been working with an organization called Tutapona, which is a Swahili word for "we will be healed." And Tutapona is a Christ-centered organization that the mission is to help facilitate emotional healing for those that have experienced war and conflict. So for what that looks like here in Uganda is we have mental health professionals working out in the refugee response. So Uganda is host to about 1.5 million refugees from South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Burundi and a few other countries as well, but those are the main ones. So yeah, so we now have 4 offices, and we just started another office last week that are serving in the different refugee communities. And yeah, that's usually providing group programs in the community, bringing people from the community together so they can understand how their past might be impacting their current state, and then what are some tools that we can give them that are built into this curriculum so that they can kind of move forward in hope and resilience and growth. And part of that is an encouragement. Even though we're working in a humanitarian setting, we have to be very careful about this, but a big part of it is an encouragement for them to engage with their divine creator, to engage with the spiritual as part of their emotional healing from the experiences they've had. In addition to that, we also have specialists that help walk with people on an individual level so that we can provide individual counseling and family counseling or whatever it may need at that time. Yeah, so things are going good. Another update that we're pretty excited about is that we have just started a program called the Healthy Habits Program, which is helping to walk with people that are experiencing challenges with substance abuse in the refugee context. And yeah, we're quite excited about this. This is something that the community members have brought up for a long time. Individuals have brought up. We've seen that's just a really common coping mechanism to deal with the hardships in their life. So we have a program that we're working with them, a curriculum to help really encourage renewing of the mind and developing new positive habits that can help, because it's very understandable why people have these coping mechanisms. But we want to work with them and encourage them to have more healthy coping mechanisms there. So yeah, we're seeing how that's unpacking. We have two dedicated facilitators to that. They're very excited and mission driven in it, but they're very new to that. So we'd love your prayers for that team that's working in the community with more of a niche group. Yeah, we had to work with community leaders and trying to mobilize who are the right people there, right? Who are the people, which is tricky because you don't want to just kind of, there's a stigma that's associated with if you're kind of been identified as somebody struggling with addiction. But actually we were kind of introduced to what has been described to me as a youth gang. So it's a refugee gang of some sorts. I don't know exactly if there's violent aspects of that. They've obviously probably experienced some violence in their life. But yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how this works out and how the kind of group comes together, and hopefully they can really encourage each other on a more healthier path. So that's the new thing that's kind of going on. Uganda is also experiencing a new influx coming in from Congo. There's been increased rebel activity and violence there with the M23 rebel groups. So there's been large swaths of people, thousands of people a day kind of streaming across the borders. And so, yeah, I just would really appreciate prayers for the Congolese people that are fleeing the violence, that the Prince of Peace would bring peace. And also that we know that in the short term that there's going to be need for resources. And understandably, there's a lot of other attention grabbing things going on right now with Ukraine being in a major refugee crisis. And so, but we just hope that the world also sees some of these other crises that are going on there and provides for these very felt pressing needs. So appreciate prayer for the Congolese people in that influx. Also, I just would appreciate prayer for our teams as they continue to serve. They continue to hear horrendous stories, and that's part of their job, is that they have to take on the empathy and they have to hear those stories to help bring healing. But it can really wear down on them. Sometimes they can feel vicarious trauma through that, or just at the very least just stress of not knowing how much to give and how to best give. So if you would just really appreciate you praying for our teams that are serving day in and day out, living away from their families, living in the refugee context, so that they can provide the service. That if you just pray that God would continue to surround them with encouragement, vision, and inspiration. Lastly, I would appreciate prayer. I'm getting old, or I threw out my back a couple of weeks ago, and usually when that happens, a day or two later, I'm fine and ready to do whatever I want to do. And this has just gone on for a long, long time. So I'm feeling much better than I was a couple of weeks ago. But it's, just constant kind of lower back pain. It's not been fun.